Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do my evening routine sort of video. I actually found one from end of February, I believe, where I had filmed like my evening routine then, and I just thought it was really interesting to look back on that, like a year later, to see what I'm doing, like still the same and what has changed. I generally don't watch my videos ever because I find the sound of my voice very strange. But it was kind of fun to just see, like what I was using and how pretty much everything was encompassed in my Stalogy, like everything. Planning, memory keeping, record keeping, journaling, homeschool, like everything was in my Stalogy. And this year it's interesting to see how it's kind of spread out a little bit more into kind of spilled over into different planners. So I will talk you through like my evening routine in all these planners, and obviously every evening it does vary between like how much time I spend on each thing, but there are definitely some basic things that I do pretty much, I would say, every evening. Or if it's been like a really like late night and I've been out or working late or whatever and I haven't had time, then I'll do it first thing in the morning. So let's go through like a very basic routine, and then I'll show you what I do when I have more time to relax and like maybe watch something on Netflix or watch YouTube videos while I'm doing this stuff. So these two are my, I would say, very basic, and then this would be also kind of basic. So the very first thing I do in the evening is, this is my Let's of London 5-year diary, and I always fill this in. So every single day, if I don't get it done that evening, first thing in the morning, because otherwise I will forget, and I basically just write like 2021, and then I will write literally just like 5 lines. And this, I thought I missed a day there. Whew. This is literally just about my kids, so it's memory keeping about them. Like what did we write here? Good homeschool days, recently played Azul a couple of times. We had like family time. Ishri had a bit of a cry because we all kept interrupting her and said how she feels invisible. Kids got on really well today. They made slime together, and Vishaka was the best big sister, helpful and patient. We think, though that she may be lactose intolerant. So just very basic. There's not really a lot of space in here for you to write anyway. So sometimes I try and include like something about both of them. Sometimes it's more about one than the other. To be honest, like it is a lot about the little one, because she, like my eldest daughter just loves spending her time like playing the piano, reading or writing. So yeah, the little one's always up to like funny adventures and things like that. So but I am aware of that, and therefore I do try to still include writing something about both of them as much as possible. So yeah, that is literally does not take long. Sometimes I've filmed myself over on Instagram doing this. It takes maximum 2 minutes to do, and that just lives on my desk. Then if I feel like I have a couple of spare minutes, I will fill in my fitness planner. So I basically write down how many minutes I worked out. I will write down what the workout was in the monthly column. So whether it's like yoga, Pilates, whatever it was, just quickly write that down. Generally though, I've done this already whilst after my workout. So if I worked out first thing in the morning, this takes such little time to do that this is already done anyway. So this is like only done in the evening if I've had to like rush off, or I've done like a midday workout. Again here I'll just put like how many minutes, what workout, whether it was in a fasted state or not, and then any notes I wanted to take. And then sometimes if I have more time, I might write like a quick journal about the workout, whether I struggled or it was easy or fun or whatever. Again, the time I spend on this really varies, but it's not really more than 5 to 10 minutes, to be honest. Like on some days it's just a quick jotting down of things. Other days I will sit and reflect a bit more on my fitness journey and see if there's things I want to tweak or change or yeah, switch up. So then I can spend a bit more time on that. Then I have my Stalogy. So every evening I will cross off my, like, the day, so I can see which day I'm on. And I actually did have this here, but then I realized I can't actually, unless I have like a permanent pen, I wouldn't be able to just use my normal planner pen to scratch this off. So then I did reprint this on, like, I printed this from Hello Petite Papers Facebook group, and I'm not sure if I'll keep this or put this back, because I did really love this, and I think it's really, like, I love using my own things that I've created in my planner. So I have left that in there in case I want to just, once the month is over, replace that or leave it, whatever. Anyway, I cross off the day, have a look at my monthly, just in case I've forgotten if there's, you know, anything on here that I need to know. And then I will do like a sticker highlight. Sometimes this gets left like 2 or 3 days if I'm not, like, if I'm sitting on my bed with my planner, I don't necessarily have like my sticker books with me, then I won't pull that out. But if I'm at my desk, then they're quite handy, so I obviously will. And I will just put, because we had really nice dinner yesterday, so I think I will put that little girl from Kina Prince. And I do try and vary this, so I do try and, I think that's like some leftover fountain pen marks there, but I do try and like use a variety of my character stickers in here, so they're not all from the same shop. And just write, you know, I will just put, we had masala dosas, and yeah, that is it. Simple as that. Then, oops, like fluff everywhere today. I go to my menu planning section and I will just check like what's on the menu. Do I need to like defrost anything or prepare anything or buy anything, whatever. And if I do, then I put it in my next day page. Here I will just write like one line of something that I am like grateful for or thankful for, or the highlight of my day. I will do that off camera. Then I come to like my husband and daughter's pages, and I do try and spend a little bit of time on this at least once a week, if not every day, and try and think of something specific to them that they did, to, you know, just that I appreciate about them. So here I would probably write like buying a new kettle, because our kettle broke. Well, it's kind of working, but it's been leaking, and it's been on my list for quite a few weeks now to buy a new kettle. But then yesterday my husband just went out and got one, and for me, like, okay, getting the kettle is a huge thing, but the mental load that I no longer have, like, that is just there in my mind constantly. Need to buy a kettle, need to buy a kettle, need to buy a kettle, need to research a kettle, look at reviews, and then make a decision. Like that, he's just taken off my plate, and I really so appreciate that. So I will make a note of that on here. And then same with my daughters, I will just think of, you know, things, whether it's like they've done or said to each other, or just anything. I think I've kind of explained what these pages are enough in some of my previous videos, but yeah, I would just take a few minutes to write in there. Then my homeschool section. So we didn't actually end up doing any school yesterday, because I was like doing somehow ended up doing work phone calls and emails and messages as soon as I woke up, and then yeah, the day was like half over. So, but I usually do this throughout the day, so like while we're sitting and the girls are doing their independent work, I will start filling this in so that I you know, just kind of remember, just checking off things and then writing a little note about our day or anything significant that we have, like we did or we learned. I tend to try and do that as close to our homeschool hours as possible, but otherwise I'll just do it in the evening. So honestly, I would say it's 50-50. Sometimes it gets done in the daytime, other times I will have to just sit, but I always look at it in the evening to make sure that I have done it, because sometimes I think, oh yeah, I've done it, but actually I'm thinking of like the previous day's memories. And then sometimes here, like I said, I will write, other times I don't. And then I will also just make a note here somewhere if anything has come up that I want to work on. So like while I'm writing up my notes, I might say, you know, one of the kids really struggled with X, Y, and Z. So then this is like kind of my planning pages. So I will just make a note here. Like I noticed my little one's joined up handwriting, like her cursive was kind of deteriorated a little bit because we haven't really worked on it much the last few weeks. So I just made a note that, okay, I want to work on a little bit of copy work this week. So yeah, just anything that comes to my mind that I feel like the next day or the next week, for either of them, both of them, goes here. Also, if I come across like books that we might want to purchase or games that I want to look up, they will just go here as well. And then when I have time, I will just look them up and see if they're suitable for us to invest in. And then my daily pages I go to. So I would just go to, let's say, Friday, and I will cover this up for a second. I will just start checking things off and crossing things off. I did actually do that, so I'll cross that off. And yeah, and then sometimes I go in and fill this in. So like if I put like a cancelled sticker here and wrote that I had turned up dealing with work. So I've already done this. I just did it a bit earlier, and then I realized, oh, I should probably film like an updated evening routine. But yeah, so I just wrote, you know, cancelled. Sometimes I'll add a bit of washi tape if I feel like there's like a, you know, bit of space at the bottom and I want to. But I probably won't because I've already got stickers. So yeah, I will go in and maybe like fill in gaps. So if we did things that was not like planned, so if we ended up baking, I would just put here. So I think I've done that here somewhere. Here, bake cookies. So I did have on my list to bake for poetry tea time, but because I did it with my daughter, I wanted to make a note of it here. So yeah, did that. Again here, like, nope, you know, here I just made a note because I bought myself some like really beautiful pouches from Elizabeth Scarlett, so just made a note of that. So yeah, and again here, my husband and daughter had a movie night, which is not going to be anywhere in my plans, but I want to keep a record of that, so I will put that in. And I think they watched Bigfoot Family or something. I'm gonna have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said they watched. So yeah, I will just go through my that day page and go through my list, add any bits and bobs I want to, look through my previous days like lists that I have not done, and see whether I need to migrate them or just leave them for now. And then I will go to my next day page and just add stuff to it. So I'm not sure what's on here already, so I don't want to show you guys in case there's anything private, but I will just make a list, you know, of things I want to get done. And sometimes it's really like important stuff, sometimes it's just basic stuff like household stuff, laundry, whatever. I do go back to, like, if I have a weekly list, I will go to this and see, is there anything on here that I could get done, and then I will obviously write that down. I also have like a few different, actually no, in this one I only have one, but I have like a major brain dump list. And again, I will go through this and see, is this anything that I can tackle on that day? If not, it's fine. This is not time sensitive stuff. This is just ongoing, you know, things that at some point need to get done. So yeah, I will then just add it to my, I'll go back to Friday. So let's say it's Friday, I will just add, you know, to my list, and that's kind of it really. I will take a look at the following day as well. Like, so if today was Wednesday and I'm planning out Thursday, I will just take a look at Friday as well, just to see what our day looks like. But yeah, my main focus in my planner is the day that I'm on. So like, it's Thursday evening, I'm looking at this day, crossing things off, adding memories in, and then I'm planning out Friday, which is the following day. And that's as much as I do as as bare minimum and basic. And I know it sounds like a lot, and I said that in my previous video as well, but it really doesn't take me long to do at all. If I have more time, then if I'm like, you know, reading some stuff, or I don't know, just found quotes that I've taken screenshots of on my phone, I might go through my phone and like copy them out like in the notes pages. I do also go through my phone every evening because I regularly take screenshots of things I want to buy, things I want to like reply to, things I want to look up, and so they will go in my planner, whether they go like in a general list page to be done at some point, or whether they go on a day specific, it doesn't really matter. But I want to transfer information from my phone onto here so that I can delete that screenshot and not have like a whole load of like, you know, screenshots at the end of the week or at the end of the month to deal with. Some things I do like just keep on there for like different reasons, which I then clear out at the end of the month. But generally I do this like every evening, or at least every other evening, where I go through my phone and just make sure I'm, you know, processing. I'm not just collecting information and data and pictures and screenshots. I'm actually doing something with that. And if I write it down and it like, you know, stays in my brain dump list for 3 months and doesn't get done, then at some point I'm going to just cross it off and be like, okay, obviously it's not something important, or it's not something I, you know, is relevant anymore. But yeah, otherwise I'll sit and I might take notes. I might, especially if I'm at my desk, I might pull out like my vellum and acetate that I've already pulled for the month, and, you know, decide, do I want to tip something in, be a bit more creative, do I want to print out a quote, and yeah, just spend time like playing in my planner, I guess. But again, that's only on days where I do have more time. So like here, I printed and foiled some acetate one evening and then tipped it in. Then I was just playing around with some washi tape here, I think while I was watching Brandy Michelle Plans' new videos. Super inspiring, by the way, if you haven't seen them. So yeah, that is it for my Stalogy. And like I said, most evenings, this is what I do. I just do the bare minimum in here and those other two planners. But if I have more time and yeah, feel inspired, then I will pull out these two. So they're both Hobonichis. This is Hobonichi Cousin. This is another Weeks. This is just the regular one. And I might like write, I actually hate this, oops, I actually hate this clear cover so much. It's like just one that I purchased from Amazon, but I think the design of this this Weeks is so pretty, and the texture of it is so nice. I feel like it's a little bit of an injustice to have it in this plastic cover, but I need the pen loops, so that's why I have it in here. But anyway, I'm not a fan of this cover, like this cover being on the Weeks. Anyway, this is like my very private, personal diary, journal, brain dump, burn book, as somebody called it. I don't always write in here. In February, I was definitely picking this up a lot less. But yeah, it's there. It's it's the things that I don't want my kids or husband to ever find or ever read, or anybody really. And I'm not sure if I will keep this at the end of the year or like burn it. But yeah, because my kids regularly pick up my Hobonichi cousin, and like they like to flip through it, they like to draw on it and stuff like that. So this would be stuff that I don't want them coming across and reading. So I don't always use it, but if I do want to, it is here. And then for my cousin, if I'm like doing scripture study, I will just go to the week's pages and write in there. So yeah, just super simple. Like I might use like a little bit of you know, color to kind of write the title of the book or highlight, but other than that it's just notes. And then if I feel like I want to journal or, you know, write a bit more about our day, then I can do that as well. And sometimes I will, you know, spend more time and I will like paint and yeah, and then journal. Other times I will write bare minimum. Some days I will fill the pages. Sometimes I will use like stickers. So yeah, it really does vary. This is definitely like more of a creative outlet, so you will see like, you know, stickers and a bit of washi now, lots of watercoloring. Sometimes it's very basic, like I said, it's just writing, and then I might write a little bit with like a brush lettering pen. Here again, just stickers. Sometimes I might practice my lettering. So yeah, this is like I said, a very creative outlet for me, and I don't always pick it up, and what I do in it varies greatly, and sometimes it depends on time as well. So like I definitely wanted to, like here, I just wanted to, oh no, not that page, anyway, here I wanted to write some yeah, I wanted to just write some stuff that had happened, some things my kids had said. So I just filled the page. Other times I don't. Like here, I think I've got quite a few blank pages. But I did stick some washi down because I thought I will go back and fill it up with quotes, which is kind of what I've been doing on blank pages, or recipe, or even just go back and practice lettering on those pages. But yeah, it's like I wanted to put some of this really beautiful London Gifties and Lauren Phelps Designs washi tape on there. So yeah, I will spend some time in here. Sometimes it takes, you know, I'll be in here for like ages. If I'm, for example, if I'm doing like a pen swatch or like practicing my lettering, I might be, you know, take my time, do that. Other times if I'm just journaling, it will take 5 minutes and then I'm done. Sometimes I will do watercoloring and then journal on top. So yeah, it really does vary, and how much time I spend in here is very dependent on how much time I have and how much time I want to. So yeah, that is kind of it in terms of like my evening routine. Like I said, last year, it's just interesting to see how everything was in here, like my fitness, you know, I was doing a weekly insert where I would just have like Monday to Sunday, and I would write a few lines about our day on here, whereas now I'm doing that in this 5-year diary, which I think is going to be better in the long run, because then I can have 5 years worth of memories all in one place. So yeah, that's moved out. I do still have a fitness tracker in here at the back from Brooke Ava Prince, and this is just to cross off like if I've done a workout. So it's very basic, very, very basic, just so I can have like a visual in my Stalogy. But details about my workouts, notes about my workouts, that's all gone out from here. Again, I don't want to have to go back to this Stalogy in like September trying to find a workout that I had written down. It's all in one place now, so that is perfect. And yeah, watercoloring, journaling, memory keeping, all in the Hobonichi, which is probably the only thing that I think I will stop doing next year. Like, I think all this stuff that I do in here can very easily be done in my Stalogy, and so I do use this because I have it, but I do feel it's a little bit redundant. And next year I don't anticipate getting a cousin, at least not at this point. I don't think I would get another cousin. I would just put this stuff in my Stalogy. I mean, the only thing I love about this is that you can watercolor in here much more beautifully than you can on Stalogy paper, but I would be happy just to use stickers and washi and write this stuff in my Stalogy and just have like a separate watercoloring pad for, yeah, painting. So I have it, I'm going to use it because I did pay for it, and yeah, I don't want to not use it, but it is something that I can tell already is not something I'm going to keep next year. So yeah, that is it, guys. If you have any questions about my evening routine or any of these planners, or anything else about my planning system, drop them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Otherwise, thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate, honestly, all of you guys' likes and subscribes and comments and questions. I love the little community that I've built here on YouTube, and I honestly do appreciate every single one of you guys. Yeah, and it's been really great, like, getting to know you guys and your planners and your planning style and things like that as well. So I love reading your comments. So thank you so much, guys. I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.